to my channel. So today's video I am going to be doing a first impressions and a makeup tutorial with this palette right here. This is the new Maybelline New York Lemonade Craze palette. I picked this up at my local Walmart. I believe it was for $10.99. I had no idea this palette was out. I was just looking through the makeup aisle and I just happened to see it. The first thing that got me was the yellow around the sides of it and the yellow and this color. I just immediately thought of summer and I wanted to get this palette to add to my collection and to play with it. If you would like to see my first impressions, my review, and the makeup tutorial, then just keep on watching. So this is what the outside of the package looks like. It just has this yellow band around it and then the rest of it is black and it just flips open. The back looks like this. 3 different makeup looks that you can do. Looking at the back, and I did notice that there is one eyeshadow that they didn't include. So that is going to be the eyeshadow that I'm going to play with today. I think I'm going to do a 3-in-1 tutorial following these makeup looks. So make sure to keep an eye out for that video coming soon. The inside of the palette looks like this. It has 12 shades in it. It's a cross between mattes and shimmer shades. It does say that the palette does smell like citrus, and in fact it does. When I first started doing research about the palette, I had no idea that it smelled like citrus. I actually just realized it when I was looking at the details on my phone. I got my palette at Walmart for $10.99 and I was looking on Google at the price points, and the price points are a little bit different. As that Rite Aid, it is $9.79, Ulta it is $13.99, Walgreens is $13.99, and then Target is $10.99. So depending where you do buy the palette, of course the price is going to fluctuate a little bit. On the Maybelline website, this palette does go for $10.99. I am super excited to start playing with this palette. I prepped my eyes with my unique Mineral Touch Skin Perfecting Concealer, and of course I did my eyebrows off camera. The first color I'm going to jump into is this color right here. That's called Sunnies. I take this color on my Wet n Wild fluffy brush and sweep this all over my entire lid. When I dip it into the color, there is quite a bit of fallout. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm just using this shade to set my concealer all over my eyelid. For a transition shade, I'm going to go into the color Berry Ice, which is this almost like muted pink. I'm going to apply this all in my crease. Now I just did want to show you all of the eyeshadow that came out when I dipped into it. So there is a lot of fallout with this palette. I'm going to take this color and put it right into my crease. I'm just using my Wet n Wild crease brush. So that color really isn't showing up as much as I wanted it to, so I am going to jump into this color right here, which is called Sweet Tea, and I'm going to apply some of that right over the color that I just laid down, and I'm using the same brush to apply this color. And I'm starting at the end of my lid and I'm working it all the way in to my inner corner. I want to darken it up a little bit more, so I'm going to take this color right here, which is called Old Fashioned, and on the same brush I'm going to place that exactly where I put the other 2 shades, but I'm just going to keep it in the outer crease. And just layering these colors, and I'm going to bring it onto my lid. Now even though there is a lot of fallout when you dip your brush into the pan, the colors are pretty pigmented and they seem to be blending out rather well. I want to darken up the outer corners a little bit more, so I'm going to take this little dome brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to go back into Old Fashioned. It's this on the outside, just because I want the outer corners to be a little bit darker. Now with this darker color, I am getting a lot of fallout throughout here, so I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and wipe that away. look, since I do want to keep a main focus on this color right here, Sugar Coated, I think I'm just going to stick with a more neutral look for this tutorial, and then in the other tutorials I will use more of these brighter colors. I kind of want to do a cut crease. Since it is a sparkly color, I'm only going to do the first inner corner of my eye, and I'm just going to use the same Unique concealer that I use to prep my eyes. So now that my cut crease is done, I am going to jump back into the palette and put this Sugar Coated color right over concealer. And I am just using my Real Techniques, I think this is a detailer brush. Ooh, that's pigmented. If you guys would like to see a video of how I cut my crease, I do have hooded eyes, just leave a comment down below and I can make a tutorial on how I do that. To clean up the outsides a little bit, I'm going to go back in with the color Sweet Tea, and I'm going to blend this up around the edges to kind of blend everything out. I'm going to go back in with the same color Old Fashioned, and I'm going to darken up the outer corner a little bit more. And I'm just bringing that color right in. And I'm going to take the same blending brush and blend everything together. Inner corner highlight, I'm going to go into this color right here, which is called Citrus, and I'm going to apply this to my inner corner. Ooh, that's pretty. And my brow bone. For the lower lash line, I am going to mix the color Sweet Tea and Old Fashioned together, and I'm just going to put this right on the lower lash line. And then just taking that same crease brush, I'm going to smoke this out a little bit. I'm going to jump off camera, finish the rest of my face, and I will be back with my final thoughts and the final look. So this is the final look that I did using the Lemonade Craze palette. The palette for me was kind of iffy. One thing that I did notice that there is a lot of fallout, and I don't know if you can see in this shade right here, it kind of just looks muddy. The same with this one right here. But overall, the palette was okay for me. I think I'm just going to have to play with it a little bit more. I did just use the neutral colors for this video, so like I said before, I'm going to play with the palette a little bit more, and I'm going to use more of the bright colors. The colors seem to blend out okay. Since there was a lot of fallout, I feel like I lost a lot of the color when I was applying it and blending it out, so I had to keep packing it on to achieve the color that I wanted. Overall, my experience with the palette was okay. I did have a couple of issues, but I like how the look turned out, and I'm definitely going to use the palette again and play with it some more. That being said, if you guys like these kinds of videos, make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below. Just leave me a comment if you have purchased this palette, if you like this palette, if you have the same problems with this palette as I did. Just let me know what your thoughts are on it. And as always, if you'd like to see more videos from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. There will be a subscribe link at the end of this video, and of course a subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.